All right, hey everybody. The funniest thing just happened. Uh, I recorded an entire show, 28 minutes. I went to stop the recording and I noticed that, while I did, start the timer on my phone to tell me what time it is, I neglected to, I guess, properly enough, press the recording button on the computer, so it didn't record. So anyway, I was just talking and I was talking about a lot of stuff, whatever. And there's a part of me that doesn't like to repeat stuff. I was talking about this great group. Now, I'm going to repeat this because it's so cool, part of it. Like earlier in the day, I wasn't feeling all that great. I was playing some bass guitar, playing to Floyd and to some other groups, rock, late 60s rock, early 70s. And that felt good, but it's been kind of like a challenging day in a way. I've gotten some stuff done, I'm not complaining, but like I go into this group and I'm going to share my screen. And I wonder if like by sharing the screen that cut off the recording. I hope not. I don't get it. I thought that I had noticed the recording button before. Whatever, it just didn't work. And unless, all right, the worst thing happens is like it did record before, but I don't see it because like, no. So anyway, yeah, the worst thing happens is like it did record, so I do this twice, big deal. So anyway, I'm going to share this group that I was just in because it was such a cool group. And all right, so this, let me, and this light is right in my eyes, hold on. So this is it's called Wild Soul Circle, and it's out of Portland, Oregon. And Kristen Yates is the leader. She's amazing. She is like an authenticity coach. She basically helps us, to connect with ourselves, connect with others. There's some of the people who attended. There were about 10 of us on the group today, and it was really amazing. It was like it really. This isn't the first time I've been attending this group for about a month and a half or so, maybe like 6 or 7 times already, and each time it just pulls me into such a better state of mind. I mean, really, it's like yeah. For example, like she asks very very probing questions, to probe at our essence, who we are. For example, like she asks us, she broke us up into like rooms of 4, and we were basically asked to share with the group how we light up the world and what we want to give the world most, and so like, and then the group is supposed to comment on what they, and how they see us after we have shared in that way. And that's just one of the exercises. Another exercise, we were paired up in 2, and this was silent. We were just supposed to gaze at each other while trying to see the power in ourselves and see the power in the other person. It's kind of like an empowering exercise, I suppose. But the idea is like, in an hour and a half, we get pulled away from the mundane, from all this activity that distracts us really from what our lives really are. And it brings us to who we really are, relationships, people relating to other people, relating to art. I mean, there were a few artists in the room. They were talking about like, how they like to connect with, appreciate colors and beauty and nature and all, ourselves and each other. So anyway, that was a really, really, really cool group, and it pulled me out, I got me. It's like, so, for example, ordinarily, I would have been like really frustrated. Oh my God, 28 minutes and like it didn't record. I mean, I just like, I noticed it and I'm so energized, so feeling so positive. I said, you know what? I'll just like come back out here, come back, whatever, and just start it over. And that's what I'm doing. So, and so like, yeah, I'm kind of like, I debate whether to say the same things again, part of me doesn't like to do that. I mean, like Seinfeld, you know, when he was asked to appear on Johnny Carson, right? His first time. And, you know, he practiced, you know, he said like 1,000 times, and he might've been exaggerating, but his routine, you know, he practiced it over and over. And how could you do that? Like, you know, how could you like, you know, I mean, that's amazing. That kind of discipline, you know, I mean, there's a part of me that kind of like, that just rejects this idea of just like saying over what I've already said. And it doesn't make sense really. I'm not defending it all, but that's, you know, that's how I am sometimes. Anyway, but I am feeling a little tired. And I'm gonna like, let me talk about the music again. It was a good episode. You should have heard it. So like, yeah, I was talking, now I will repeat this. Like, you know, I spent a lot of years working on, you know, helping people to be happier, helping end global poverty, helping people to understand that we need to start fighting climate change, helping people to understand that there's no free will. It's interesting, like the reason I didn't know which hand to, like in Zoom, you could have either the mirror view or the unmirror view. And like, for example, if I raise my hand in an unmirrored view as I have it here, you know, it comes out on the other side, you know, I'm raising, so anyway, you probably get it. But, so it's hard for like pointing to stuff. You gotta like, it's very counterintuitive. So anyway, so I was trying to get people to like understand that no, nothing's up to us. Everything's up to God. God is everything. You're part of God. You're just not the part of God that controls anything. Because if you did, you'd be a much happier person and a much more virtuous person. You wouldn't be eating animals like you do, and you'd probably be yeah, we'd all be so much more virtuous and happy. Come on, of course we don't have free will. So, but anyway, I've spent like 35 years just basically trying to help create, I created a new economy. But let me share my profit donation, because I might as well just like do a bit of promoting here. I'm going to share my profit donation capitalism economic system, really. That's what it is. That is what it is. But I got to go back to this, and then I got to, where is it? All right. All right, here we go. All right, so this is an idea. I don't know if you've seen, this is my website. Version 2. I mean, I had it, this is like profitdonationcapitalism.com. Before that, I had it as a .org, and I kind of like, you know, just, oh, I can be bigger. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be a little bigger as I do this. So anyway, I hope this is recording. It should be recording. So anyway, it's like, I'm going to read this. All right, it's like profit donation capitalism, a new kind of free market capitalism that empowers us as consumers at no personal cost to fund a better world through our product purchases. And let's build an expansive global network of profit donating businesses that sell us products and donate 100% of their profits to the common good. Yeah, I feel like talking about this. All right. So the idea is like when we buy products, you know, we're basically making rich corporations, rich people a lot richer. And the problem is they use that money to prevent us from addressing climate change, to prevent us from building a fairer, kinder, happier world, a more intelligent world. And so the idea behind this is like, how do rich people get their power? They sell us products, you know, and they take the profits and they buy out politicians, you know, things like that. So what is the obvious way to push back against that? You create new companies that compete with them. And instead of like, you know, making rich people with the profits from the products, you donate them to causes like fighting climate change, like educating children, like ending poverty, like ending the farming of animals, you know, things that really matter. So, and this is, you know, people will say, well, how can a company exist, you know, that donates all of its profits to charity? Well, actually, we know it exists because Paul Newman has been doing this since 1982. Let's see if we, click on this link. I don't know if I'm allowed to show his site. Maybe not. Who knows? I'm coming away from it. I guess there's probably an 18-second thing. So like, I don't know. I mean, you can sue me for once. I don't think. Anyway, so yeah, he's demonstrated. He's donated $500 million to thousands of charities. You know, and so that's what, you know, profit donation capitalism. Check it out. I published a book called Climate Rescue Capitalism that that tailors that idea to fighting climate change. In other words, when we're buying tomato sauce, instead of buying it from Heinz or Hunt's or ShopRite or the Food Emporium, when they're not around anymore, Stop and Shop, whatever. You know, again, making rich corporations richer, and they're messing stuff up more than they're fixing things, really, especially for future generations. So, like, you know, basically you buy your tomato sauce from a company that uses that profit to make a better world. And, like, you know, there's a lot to it. I just don't feel like getting into it all that much right now, whatever, because well, I don't know why. It's an idea that came to me in '84. Then people were saying, hey, you know, Newman's already doing this. So, like, you know, I wrote a report. I sent it to Newman's Own. I sent it to a lot of not-for-profit organizations, you know, CARE, the United Way, the Red Cross, you know, several dozen at least. I used to go into Manhattan, you know, just to try to meet with them. You know, I guess it's frustrating talking about it because it's such it's you know, like, the idea is so brilliant. I mean, it just came to me. It's not like I'm taking credit for it, but it's just like, it's such an obvious idea. You know, you sell products, you compete with these companies that have bought our politicians, and you either buy the politicians yourself or just basically get money out of politics. You use that money to lobby for ending the influence of money in politics. So that's just like so wrong and corrupt. And some birds are like chirping outside. All right, I've talked. It's about 15 minutes more to go. I've been playing bass a lot, you know, and feeling really good about it. Yeah, what I was saying before is that I you know, before I would feel guilty if I played guitar, bass, whatever, too much. And now, you know, at 62, having done what I've done, and understanding that the kinds of things that I do, unfortunately, take years, if not decades, to come to fruition, to come to be understood and accepted and, you know, implemented. So, you know, part of me feels that even though I do continue to help the world as much as I can, like this television series and my Zoom rooms and my meetups and all that, I feel kind of justified in devoting some time to what I really want to do, you know. And like, so now what I really want to do is get good at bass guitar. I mean, like, as I was playing, you know, to Floyd and Cream and Santana and just a lot of really good groups, I was thinking to myself that I should have been a musician, you know. That would have been my calling. I mean, like, you know, what did I do when I was a kid, like a teenager? In my free time, I played guitar. You know, back then I was like, I had songbooks and I strummed and sang and stuff. So, you know, it's not like I ever created art. You know, I was an art major in college, at least the first year. But yeah, so I'm psyched. I'm psyched about, you know, and I'm getting good. You know, it's like the challenge has been to kind of like not hit it as many sour notes, and I'm getting really good at that. And then it's like, it's being smooth, you know, having it flow, and just, you know, the timing is what comes last, I guess, to just really nail it. And so, like, you know, I'm practicing 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day, and it feels great. You know, it feels like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And my goal is hopefully when we open up, you know, maybe in a year or two, whatever, I want to be a studio musician, a studio bassist. I want to go into Manhattan and like play, improvise, you know, bass lines to different songs they're recording. Now it's interesting because like sometimes you can get discouraged. I was reading, well, what do you need to do to be a studio musician? The first thing they say is like, well, you need to be able to sight read really well. I don't think so. I don't think that's, you know, I think that's nonsense. And, you know, and at first, you know, when I read that, that was this, I said, oh my God, you know, I'm not going to learn to sight read because I played the drums, you know, my first instrument. So I never really, I learned how to sight, I taught myself how to sight read a little, but I never followed through. But anyway, so like, yeah, some of the advice that, you know, that you get is really, you know, by people who yeah, no, anyways, like, that's my goal. That's my goal to do that. You know, I think my style is distinctive enough. I play basically lead bass like a person might play lead guitar, and if I get really good, I think that. But even, you know, here's the thing: like if I don't, or for whatever reason, you know, I can't do that, I'm so totally enjoying this, and it's a religious experience to me because before I used to think that I'm kind of like wasting time, that it's frivolous, you know, to be playing bass guitar while the world, you know, has so many problems. But, you know, again, my conscience is so clear on that because I've done so much more than most people, you know, to help. I mean, I'm not, you know, not bragging or anything. This is the way my life has been. You know, I haven't led a conventional life, you know, making money, raising a family, getting married and stuff, because I've never really been all that motivated to work for myself in that way, you know, over the years. You know, my motivation has always been for at least 35 years to help make the world better, you know, to lessen suffering, to help make people happier. And, you know, at 62, I feel that I've done my part. My conscience is completely clear. I'm still doing stuff because, you know, I enjoy it. But now I'm finally at a point where I'm giving myself license to I think, do what I really love in the sense of, you know, playing bass. And I hope that goes well. You know, it should go well. So what else? So it's about 10 minutes. Now I'm getting tired because like I've been like talking now for what, 40 minutes, you know, nonstop. And yeah, I had energy when I started, but it's like, no, for 50 minutes I've been talking already. Ouch. So another 10 minutes to go. All right, Elliot Engel, what a schmuck. You know, he was caught on a hot mic saying, you know, about the Black Lives Matter movement. If I wasn't up for re-election, I wouldn't care. I hope that schmuck gets completely voted out, you know, and all the people who claim to be Democrats, but are just as much liars as is Trump. You know, the Democratic Party is filled with so many people who talk the talk, don't walk the walk, or just insincere, or in it for their own gain, whatever. So I hope he really loses big, you know, and I hope, you know, there's other, like Nita Lowey's seat is up, and there's a conventional, you know, candidate the party's behind, whatever, but then there's a progressive, you know, that Sanders, Warren, and Oscaria, the congresswoman from Alexandria, from the Bronx, all endorsed. And so that's why I voted for him. Like, you know, this world does not need middle of the road Democrats who only give the Republicans just justification by being middle of the road to just pull further to the right. You know, that's how we got Trump. If Clinton and Obama would have been true Democrats, like LBJ and FDR Democrats, we'd never have gotten Trump. We would, you know, people wouldn't have tolerated it. It's just like we've been like for decades just moving toward the middle, you know, just like, you know, and that's just, you know, so anyway, we need, you know, the planet, you know, climate change, you know, this COVID-19 thing, just like basically our future needs progressive people. Otherwise, everybody's just completely screwed, you know, I mean, climate change alone. So, so we'll see. It's election day today. I voted yesterday by mail. And then you're seeing this, I guess, the day after election day, we'll see who won. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, I got to work on the lighting for this. Hold on. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna try to get better lighting. See if this works a little. Hold on. All right. I have this. Oh, see, that's somewhat better. Yeah, that's somewhat better. I've got this this LED strip. It's like 48 inches. You know, it's a very bright light. Oh, you know, ordinarily I have. Well, no, yeah, whatever. Okay. So what else? What else? What else? So yeah, I haven't been meditating, sitting down as much as I would like, because I converted my couch, which is a futon, into like the platform position, so I could like, you know, I enjoy the platform for watching TV and stuff, but like it's not good for meditating. I mean, like, you know, I meditate on my back a lot, you know, or just like lying down, like before I go to sleep when I wake up, but it's really good to meditate in an upright position. So I have been meditating in an upright position for several weeks at least, and I'm looking forward to it. And when I meditate, I'll meditate for hours at a time. You know, sometimes, you know, it's very good. I got to do that because like a lot's going on. I was feeling a little tired today, and I got a like second wind after this group, you know, with Kristen and everybody else. So what else? So I haven't been out, and it's a beautiful day, but it's really, really hot. It's about like 90 degrees. So I'll get out there later, and I got to open up my happiness, you know, staying happy during coronavirus distancing Zoom room at 9, from 9 to 11. And but before then, I'll have some time. So it's 5:28. I guess I'll jam for maybe a couple of hours until 7, and then head out at 7. That seems like a good thing to do. And maybe I'll come back. I'll do a little food shopping. Yeah, need some frozen. Not sure it's the best day to buy frozen fruits. Like I had some blueberries and all. Because I'm walking, it's like, you know, to frozen blueberries in a 90 degrees walk, it takes about 15 minutes. I don't know, maybe I'll wait for a cooler day. But what else? What else? So 5.5 minutes left to go. It's about the bass playing, and I feel good about that. I'm getting good, and that feels good because, like, you know, again, for whatever. Well, all right. Here's the reason. I mean, I've only been playing bass for about 1.25 years or something like that. You know, and it's not like it's all completely new because the 4 strings of a bass guitar are like the first 4 strings of a regular guitar. So, you know, from playing lead on a regular guitar, you know, I'm familiar with the frets and all the fretboard. But it is different because the scale and, you know, the feel is different and all. And I, you know, and the reason I think why I didn't get as good as I wanted to in the past was, I've mentioned this before, is because like I was trying to play lead through an entire song on a regular electric guitar. It's really hard because, like, I mean, if I was super, super good, I think I said this yesterday in the episode, whatever. That's when you know you're getting old. You like repeat yourself. You have less and less to say, so you say it over and over. But anyway, so like, so yeah, no, it's like I just figured out about 1.5 years ago or 1.25 years ago, whatever, that the reason that's so hard is because it's the same octave as the melodies, as the singers and the melodies of the songs. So like with a bass guitar, it's an octave lower, makes all the difference in the world. So I can you know, just jam to songs to my heart's delight, you know, playing lead on a bass guitar, and it flows, it works. You know, naturally, like, you know, sometimes less is more. Sometimes it's good to not have too many notes in a song, you know, when you're jamming. But the way my playing is different from most bassists. Most bassists play a riff and they'll repeat it, then they'll play another riff and repeat it, and just like, that's what they do. They're not very melodic. Whereas I basically play a counter melody to the main melody of the song, which sounds a lot nicer. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like harmonizing on lead or harmonizing in melody. So yeah, so I'm psyched. I'm a little hungry. Sure, eh? Yeah, I may eat something. So less than 3 minutes. I hope you are having a good day. What else is going on? The southern states are, you know, they're stupid governors who don't respect science, or idiots who really don't care apparently enough about their people, perhaps. You know, they opened up too early, and now they're getting hit with a lot of coronavirus, and people that aren't distancing either. It's not just the leaders' faults. So so you got to see what's going to happen with that. I mean, from a political standpoint, I hope that, you know, the people in those states blame the Republican governors and, you know, vote a lot of them out of office, as well as voting a lot of the Republican senators and House people out of office, you know, for their recklessness, for not trusting, not being intelligent enough really to respect science. You know, if you're not intelligent enough to respect science, you don't deserve to hold office, to hold public office, because, like, you know, it's like it's like with Trump. I mean, the guy's a complete idiot. And, you know, we suffer the consequences, you know, anyway, so catch this, you know, about a minute and 14 seconds left. Catch this Monday through Friday, White Plains Community Media, channel 76 if you get Optimum, and 45 if you get Verizon. And I've got all the episodes, except for this one, uploaded onto YouTube. Catch them there now, whatever. And, you know, just, I guess if you Google coronavirus-driven mind stuff, weekday corona, whatever, you'll find it. And you can also find the episodes on the website, White Plains Community Media. So I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Hope it was a good day. I will be back with another episode tomorrow. And Drama Rock, who I had as a guest a couple of days ago, he's going to be back sometime soon, hopefully either later this week or perhaps next week. You know, we'll do, and, you know, because I prefer to, you know, to have a guest on the show when I can, you know, bring in other perspectives, and so that should be good. All right, well, again, I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you next time on Weekday Coronavirus Driven Mind Stuff.